Well, it all kicked off last night, late night, early morning, depending on what time zone you're in on the Jake Yonsei channel. Gia Gunn and her designer from AllStars 4, his name is Alex Navarro. Here's a shot of his Instagram. They had apparently gotten into it in text battle over some costumes that Alex had made for Gia for AllStars 4, which Gia was not happy with. Now, it was very confusing. In all the time I've been covering Drag Race, it's probably the most confusing drama that I've ever seen, because I couldn't actually tell who leaked the text. If Gia was mad at Alex and leaked the text, or if Alex was mad at Gia and leaked the text. I feel like if the designer was trying to expose Gia, he did like a job of exposing himself, because it's all discussed in there how Gia was not happy with the designs, and there she was. Imagine you go on AllStars 4 and you're like stuck there. You have no phone. You certainly can't leave. You can't just go buy, another dress or whatever. You're stuck with what you brought. And if the look was incomplete, as she says about certain of her items, such as her boots the house down, really just depended, I guess, on what they have on the wall, like Monique Hart, and you have to be remaking stuff. And it really makes you rethink about how when you see a girl getting red on a look, how it might have been beyond her control, because RuPaul's Drag Race, although they have challenges on there sometimes where you have to make your own outfit, the challenge is never to make every outfit and bring it. Some queens do, because they're great at sewing and they're super thrifty, and some queens are not good at that, so they go out and hire somebody else. I would say the majority of the queens do that. So I would imagine she would have been super mad. Now, why she waited until shortly before the show launched, I think it was right around just before Thanksgiving, to contact this guy, I don't know. By the way, they're both of them, could they be, if you look at the time codes on these tweets, it's really like, how is she even wearing nails to type that fast? I can't type that fast. But that's an aside. Also, what I wanted to wonder is, apparently what this guy, I think they both agree that he was hired at the last minute, which makes me wonder, why was Gia getting her stuff together at the last freaking minute for AllStars? Was she like a last minute addition to the cast? And if she was, who dropped out or who got let off? I had heard that Jasmine Masters was a last minute addition to the cast. But that's just another mystery for another day. Some people are saying that Jake shouldn't have leaked the text. The thing is, Gia did go on to Jake's video and comment the following. And it's not even clear to me, like, is she trying to read Jake or is she trying to read the designer? I don't know. But let's not forget that Gia is the one who very happily went on to Perez Hilton and leaked all sorts of tea about AllStars 4. So, the queens are out there. They're causing the drama. They're having these Twitter wars, tweet wars, text wars, whatever. Let's call it, quote unquote drama channels. I mean, they've been there for a while with the makeup community, and there have been some really bad ones on Drag Race, and just because there are people that are doing actually good quality videos on Drag Race drama, well, I mean, that's not the fault of the people who are making the videos. If the content wasn't there for them to make, they'd be making videos on something else. And it seems like the queens are more than happy to go on any sort of, shall we say, press with a name, and spill tea or do this or do that. But when it comes to someone who's actually doing investigative work and finding things out or being leaked stuff, then all of a sudden they're going to have a problem just because they're a smaller channel. Well, that's pretty much hypocrisy. And be it my channel, which I don't consider my channel a drama channel. I think I'm more of like just a fun channel and with, all sorts of different Drag Race related content. But if somebody has an argument and they have a public argument, I'm going to do a video about it, especially other videos I've done recently where it personally affected me. That's the content. Jake has the audience. I have the audience. These are the audience who are actually buying your merch. These are the audience who are watching every trailer that comes out. These are the audience are like your true fans of your show. Like Gia said in her tweet, some people are going to love you, some people are going to hate you. Well, same for us, but the content's there. if you have a smaller news station and there's a news story that happens in your town, you're still going to cover it just because you're not CNN. So I really feel like that's an invalid argument. Would I personally have leaked these texts? Well, apparently, what Jake says is that they were leaked onto Twitter. I don't really know. I didn't really understand that. But I don't know. I've had people send me stuff before, and I've just been like, I can't do that story. That's just not, there's not enough information there, or for whatever reason. But people do send you stuff. People send you stuff, and you have to make a good call. I mean, I personally would have reached out to Gia and said, hey, I've got these texts, and, what's the deal? Do you have anything to say? But then again, I know Gia a little bit better than Jake does or other people do, but it's not like I know her. It's not like we're best friends. It's not like we're going to be hanging out if we're in the same city. But also, for all I know, Gia, like I said in the beginning, Gia could have leaked the text herself, because I don't understand, because the text actually really show that she was put in a bad predicament. They kind of seem to favor her. I don't know. I'm so confused. So again, I'm just telling you my opinion on this. I don't even know the facts. But I also want to just add that there is a very nice side to Gia. Everybody sees the mean Gia Gunn. Everybody sees the quote-unquote mean Gia Gunn who goes on Drag Race and reads people. But here's an example, which I'm not going to name the queen's name. Back in, I think it was 2016, when the girls were on the VMAs, one of the queens, so they all had gone outside for a break. One of the queens... there were some fans of the show who, I guess, had found out where they were rehearsing, went to rehearsals, or just happened to be there, whatever it was, and saw the queen, and they're like, hey, can we take a picture? And the queen's like, no, I'm all sweaty, I don't want to take a picture. And Gia actually read the queen and was like, no, these people are your fans. You really need to accommodate them and appreciate them. And so then that queen went around and did take a picture. That was a story that I had quote-unquote heard, but I actually did ask Gia one-on-one about that, and she did confirm that to me. That was a while ago. I don't know if she remembers, but I definitely remember. And I've also heard, back in the day when she first started staying with Laganja in Los Angeles, before she moved out there, she would just go out and stay with Laganja for a few weeks at a time. And I did ask him, hey, what's it like having Gia stay with you? And he was like, you know what? She's a really good guest. She's very conscientious. She'll do the dishes, take the trash out. She'll get supplies in. And so, I mean, that tells me that Gia tells me that Gia's a good person, and maybe she's got a bad temper, especially if she spent $16,000 and, got an incomplete costume and got red on Rue's runway for it. She's definitely got a temper. I still think she's fierce. I want to see what happens in this situation, because like I said, again, very confusing. And I feel like there's more information to come. We're definitely waiting for part 2 from that. It's just very, to wake up to something like that is, well, I guess it's just kind of the way things are. This AllStars 4 seems to be the most dramatic season. On camera, I don't know if we've really seen it, but off camera, in real life, we're seeing it a lot. All the queens, different queens coming for different queens. Queens, it seems like a lot of the queens are coming for the girls who are on AllStars 4 just to get that tag along attention. It's just a very interesting time in Drag Race history. I'm living for AllStars 4. I'm so happy. I wasn't a huge fan of the holiday special, as I've said, so I didn't really do any videos on it. But AllStars 4 is, so far we've only seen one episode. I guess we have another one coming up in a couple of days. It's only going to get juicier, steamier, fierier, more fiery, whatever you want to say. And I've been saying all along, I've been saying for months, that Gia gets into it with RuPaul. And, maybe if she was a last minute addition, maybe that's kind of part of the reason why they weren't so happy to have her there. And also she was storming around acting like a bitch. Maybe that's because she was frustrated because she didn't have all of her designs from this guy. Again, I have no idea why somebody would make this stuff public. And it's very much a lesson in, taking care of business behind closed doors and keeping it professional and all of that. But if stuff gets leaked, it gets leaked. You can't really blame somebody for reporting on it when if they don't, it's another channel is going to do it. So you might as well have the channel that's going to do the best job at reporting on it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Drag-Centric Deb. You can find me here. You can find me on Instagram. Sorry for the voiceover video, but girl, it is early, and I just woke up to I didn't even get a real cup of tea. I had to make this video. That's why my voice is so squeaky, and I sound like I'm in 8th grade. But I'll see everybody hopefully later on today. I've got a little bit of family stuff to do, but I've been working a couple videos for a couple days, and it's taking me a little bit of time to get them out because the editing software that I've been using, it keeps issuing updates, so I keep having to like relearn. It's always a process, girl, but in the end we get there and we get the tea out, and whether it's tea or whether it's a fun video, I hope y'all enjoy the content because it's really fun making it. And bottom line, at the end of the day, we're all fans of Drag Race. That's why we're watching the show. That's why we're making videos about it. That's why we're covering the queens. That's why we're paying the money for the meet and greets. That's why we're paying the money for the merch. So let's just get into it, enjoy all the content, and hopefully if people don't have issues, or if they keep them private amongst themselves, there won't be two videos like this, but then everybody would be disappointed. So let me know what you think in the comments about whether or not this should have been leaked, who is in the right, who is in the wrong, Gia, Alex, and let's just watch social media and see what happens next.